Hello, everybody. This is our first ever podcast. My name's Andrew,
My name's Emily.
and we are here talking to you
Yeah.
on the internet. Emily, we've gone live before,
Yes, we have.
but have we podcasted before?
No, we have not.
That's why we called it our first podcast.
That is correct.
How's your day going so far?
It's good. It's going great. It's Friday. I'm a little warm. I'm a little sweaty. The beauty of a podcast being you can't see that.
You can't see it.
Except there's also a video portion to this, isn't there?
There is. Tell the fine folks at home where we are.
We're currently sitting in our brand new studio that opened this summer. We're in the Harbourfront in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Absolutely. And we just invested a little bit of money in some brand new equipment. The Rodecaster. It's not the Rodecaster Amateur, Emily.
No, it is not. It is the Rodecaster Pro.
It's the Rodecaster Pro. We also got some brand new microphones made in England. Great country.
Do you want to tell the journey of getting the microphones?
Oh, I'd love to tell the journey about the microphones.
Okay.
First of all, I just want to say hi for the people who are already tuned in. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday, October 16th, just to give the people who might be watching this later a little context. It's about 4:37 on a Friday afternoon. We hope maybe your week's coming to an end and you've had a wonderful week. That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm hoping that's the case as well.
Should I have a little drink of water?
While Andrew does that, it was a short week this week. We had a holiday Monday here in Canada. So that always means that you've got 5 days of work to get done in 4 days. So I'm sure everyone's ready for a lovely weekend break.
I had a great week.
That's good.
We had some visitors come. We had Shauna come from Blow.
Yep.
Who else came
She-
by this week?
Well, Shauna dropped off props for next week's shoot. We're building a sort of a makeshift hair salon.
This is going to become a hair salon.
This is going to become a hair salon. It's a versatile space. Right now it's a podcast studio. Next week it's going to be a hair salon. And that is for the purpose of filming videos for a hair styling chain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, we are doing a brand piece for this client. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be upbeat. We're going to have some models in here. We're going to have some hairstylists in here. We're going to have wardrobe, makeup, music. It's going to be
The
exciting.
whole shebang.
The whole shebang. And I'm sure we'll have Mallory here Instagramming the behind the scenes the whole time.
Tell me more. Oh, wait.
Wow.
I just accidentally hit the playback on the video that we're currently making. That was an accident. Sorry, video.
Neither of us are audio engineers.
No. We have audio engineer friends.
We do.
Fantastic friends, but they're not here.
They are not.
If it wasn't COVID, I would probably ask them to be here to help us not make fools out of ourselves. Ryan Coral, by the way, says, Emily, your mic sounds so much better now. Ryan, are you talking about
Versus when?
versus when? Like last week, or are you talking about now?
Now versus now?
Good question.
Is it just when I do this my mic sounds better? Because you only hear me and you don't hear Andrew anymore?
I wonder why that is.
I agree. I do sound really good, don't I?
Well, what about when I'm talking?
Yours is picking up a lot of that white noise we talked about.
How's the general audio for you guys? Are you enjoying the tone of what you're hearing? I'm not sure one way or the other if it sounds good. She hit the solo button a minute ago. Yep, okay, there it is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that this sounds better. I 100% agree.
So if I don't want you to talk, then I just hit your mute button.
But I hear what Ryan hears. I hear what Ryan hears, and I do hear that white noise. And part of that is the studio. There is a hum coming from a piece of equipment, and that is being addressed. Part of it is the microphone settings. So we've been playing with the gain on both of them, and there's like 4 different places you can adjust levels in gain. And I thought I had them matched. but I guess not. Andrew, do you have yours set to -10?
I have mine set to
Sorry.
-10.
Okay.
This is all very new for us, and thanks
Yeah,
for
we're just
your
doing
comments,
a live.
Ryan.
We're doing a live test.
Ryan Coral, a great filmmaker from, I want to say, no, it's not Indiana, Michigan, from the great state of Michigan. Are you still in Michigan, Ryan? I think you are. Don't know why you would move. We're just trying some stuff out here, guys. So thanks for hanging out.
There's about 8 million different things we can do here.
Tell me more.
Well, I mean, I'm just adjusting our gain at this point. We got a high pass filter. We can do noise gate, which will take out the white noise in the background, but then it clips all your sentences in and out.
Very interesting. I feel as though the live
See that?
Will's here, by the way.
See
I
it
will.
cutting in and out? That's the noise gate. It's
That's
trying
the
to.
noise gate.
Yeah, it's the audio equivalent of putting a background in your Zoom call.
Yeah, we don't like that.
It's like it's not perfect and it's weird around the edges and it cuts out things.
A little bit about the studio. So, and are we shutting that off? Did
Yeah.
you leave? Is yours off?
It's already off.
Okay. I feel like, can you turn my headphones up a little bit? Oh, that's too much. Split the difference. Okay.
Not an audio engineer.
So let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing here. So we have the studio. We've told you a little bit about the studio. When we moved from Liberty Village, that was our old office, into this brand new building on the waterfront, Daniels Building, 130 Queensquay East, downtown Toronto. We thought to ourselves, okay, we've got 1,000 square feet. We are going to make room for a couple more editors. We thought we'd grow the team a little bit. JD would have some people working under him.
Hashtag JD's assistant.
JD's people.
And we were going to have some friends of ours working out of this space, doing
Yep.
some sales.
And then, global pandemic comes along, and so nobody wants to work here. Well, I shouldn't say nobody wants to work here. People want to work here, but they can't.
Yeah.
I think JD would love to be here.
Yeah.
He's caring for an elderly grandma, and for the reason of keeping her safe, he's chosen to basically stay at his home.
Work from home.
Yeah. Some of you might have heard of that. People are starting to work from home now.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Strange. We could
Any-
work. We could work from home.
We could bring this, let's wrap it up and bring it home.
Let's bring it home.
I think the point you were trying to make is that when we took the space out, the plan, the physical, literal plan, we have blueprints, we have design plans put together by our lovely friends at Knoll, actually, was to have about 8 workstations, a little conference area, a little meeting room, and a sort of call booth, like an isolated space, a private space where you can make calls from, and that was the plan, is to do just desk work out of this office. And then, we had to pivot hard in March, and we turned the space into
A studio. We always wanted to have a studio so that we could do things like this. We could have live videos. We could go live streaming. Also, a big thing, and we're going to talk about this now, Emily, is podcasting. We wanted to be able to offer people the ability to record podcasts. Now, I've seen people record podcasts in restaurants before with all kinds of background noise. I've seen them do it in hotel rooms. I've seen people record podcasts literally anywhere in offices, and I've seen them do it outdoors. We thought, okay, let's have a space where people can come, put on headphones, maybe bring your own headphones because of COVID. But we got the microphones, we got the mixer,
we have Lysol wipes.
we got Lysol wipes. And really, you can record a podcast. Pretty much walk in, sit down, record a podcast.
Yeah.
Now,
That's the
Emily
idea.
and I are in a bubble together, but for example, you could sit on the other side of the table and be 6 feet apart.
Or do your own thing, do a solo,
You could do a solo podcast.
and then have guests call in. People do that. Bill Burr does that, solo. He's
Yep.
a solo kind of guy.
So Will Bulk from Icon. Hey, Will. Icon Digital, love that company. Love Will. They've made us some backdrops before. These guys are world class at printing, and they make all things iconic. Will's company actually controls, I don't know if I can say this, I think I can. Will's company controls all of the signboards at Yonge Dundas Square. Pretty cool.
That's very cool. Some of our work's shown up on there. Now, is that just like straight up, traditional sign, like billboards, or does that include digital?
Oh, no.
It's everything?
No, it's digital.
It's digital? Oh, okay.
From like an iPad, they can change messages in
Very
real time.
cool.
It's pretty crazy. Eric Jansen's here, Professor Eric, Professor J, Dr. J. Oh my goodness, that's the first. No, I don't think you're a doctor though, Eric. Are you? You might be a doctor. Eric Jansen is here. Eric is an instructor, professor, teacher, sharer, former of mines at the Ivy School of Business.
That's very cool.
We helped him. Well, Eric did it all himself, let's be honest. But we gave Eric a little bit of a hand with setting up his own studio, and he is killing it with his
Yeah.
lecturing. I
Yeah.
got to see a little bit of one. And if you have to take an online university course, I'd rather take it from Eric than anyone else. Okay, so Eric, you're welcome to come anytime.
Yeah, check it out. Get ideas for yourself. I think a lot of people, if they're very clever and smart, are doing this themselves. They're building little studios at home they can do live video from or do podcasting from.
So Ryan Coral is saying that he definitely seems hotter. Well, Ryan, that's really nice of you. I thought that was...
Oh, you're referring to you. He's saying his definitely seems hotter.
Oh, I thought you said he definitely seems hotter. I thought he was talking about me.
Well, just because you're a little warm. It's warm.
I am I'm a little flush.
Also, Andrew talks louder than me.
Well, I have a brooding voice. Listen, we just got this thing this week. We have some learning to do. We are going to do that. And
Yeah,
learn.
if anyone has this and wants to give some feedback.
Ryan has a Rodecaster Pro too.
Oh, he does. Do you know how to get, when I see the playback of waveforms, I want to know what decibel I'm at, and it doesn't seem to show. It just seems to have arbitrary green bars, and I don't see the point in that. I want to see some actual decibel counts.
You want to see some numbers.
Uh-huh, yeah, I do.
Emily, what do you look for in a podcast? What's your favorite thing about a podcast?
I don't listen to a lot.
Okay, tell me more.
But when I do podcast, I like stuff that is local. Like I like things that speak to my heart. So whether it's something made in Canada, so I'm learning about Canadian history, that's very interesting to me. Things like the Secret Life of Canada is a great podcast, Dark Poutine, those kind of things. Or if I'm feeling like I need some personal growth, then I will find a podcast that lines up with that, with a podcast that can give me some information. And also, I enjoy a good comedy podcast, conversations with comedians, because you like to laugh sometimes. Mm-hmm. What about you, Andrew?
Well, I am fairly new to podcasting in terms of being a listener, but I will tell you, I used to listen to sports radio probably 5 hours a day at minimum. I would wake up in the morning to sports radio. I would have it in the car. I'd have it on my desk. Definitely would go to sleep to sports radio. Do you remember Chuck Swirsky?
Mm-hmm, I do.
Famous broadcaster. He's from Chicago. He came and worked in Toronto for, I don't know, a couple of years, probably 5-6 years, then went back. We've had all kinds of guys and ladies, guys and gals, coming through morning shows and drive shows. Of course, Tim and Sid. Time for Tim and Sid. Time for Tim and Sid. Do, 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 do. There's Bob McCowan. He's no longer on the radio. Mike Wilner. I was always a fan of sports radio, and I think sports radio's changed, and I kind of got bored of it, not going to lie. So I switched to podcasts, and I'm a wide open book of what podcasts I'll listen to. I like Seth Godin's podcast, very good. Just listened to Steve Dennis's podcast this week. about the future of retail. What else do we like? We like Pete Holmes. You Made It Weird. We're big fans of Rob Bell. He has a podcast. There's all kinds of podcasts out there. And I think it depends on who the listener is. I don't love the Timothy Ferriss podcast. I hope I don't offend anyone now. They're 2 hours long.
I muted you for a second.
That's okay. The Timothy Ferriss podcast is 2 hours long on a short day. That's a long podcast.
That is a long podcast. So you look for length.
Well, I think a 20-minute podcast is a good number.
Depends what you're doing. I agree that 20 is a nice digestible amount of time. But then sometimes if I want to put a podcast on and I'm doing something several hours long, say I'm accomplishing a task, or I actually, the other week when I was having some dental work done, I asked the guy, I'm like, I'm going to be here a couple hours. Do you mind if I listen to something? So I actually wished for longer podcasts, because then you're not having to pull your phone out to, pick the next episode or whatever. And that worked out really well. So hot tip, pro tip, next time you have to do anything like that, ask your dentist. Just be like, hey man, or woman, obviously. It helps pass the time. Takes you to another world, transports you away from being in the dental chair.
So do you think a podcast is designed to keep people company?
100%. To me... Oh, what?
Go.
Oh, okay. I feel like we want our buttons to be here.
You don't
You
want
know.
to be up here.
Yeah, I want it right in front of me so I can unmute myself when I need to. I agree that podcasts replace, or that they keep you company. We used to just keep the radio on all the time. My mom still does this. Just puts CBC radio on all day in the background, so you learn different topics and have sort of voices and conversations. And for sure, podcasts keep you company. Podcasts keep you company.
This is very new to us. We're going to get much better at this, I promise. But yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
I need to get better at muting myself and unmuting Emily when it's her turn to talk.
Well, the reason I started doing that is just to test a theory I have, which is I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to unmute you here. And there's still quite a lot of white noise in the background.
I think we have some settings to go
Yeah,
through.
I have a feeling that because as soon as I mute myself, when you're talking, I think my mic is trying to pick something up. So I think it's got an auto gain somewhere in there. Because if I mute myself while you're talking, it seems to be a lot clearer.
Well, listen, it can only get better from here. And I think it will get better from here. But what's important to share with the people is that we've made the investment. We've got the equipment here.
Yes, we do.
And if people want to come and use the studio to create their own podcasts, I think we'd like to invite them here, wouldn't we?
Yes, we would like to invite anyone to come. Use the space, book the space out for as long as you need, and record your own stuff. We promise by the time you get here, all the kinks will be worked out.
Also, we have sound effects.
We do.
If I tell a joke, I can just go like this. That's pretty good, right? Or I can turn it up. That's pretty good.
No one needs that.
And if I actually tell a joke and it's not very funny, we can just do this.
Yeah. It's not a believable cricket. I think this is a better one here. Okay, Andrew, give us your best dad joke. Come on.
Okay, well, I was put on the spot.
You were put on the spot.
I don't really have anything prepared, but what's my go-to?
Oh boy, this is falling flat fast. Okay, moving on.
Okay, move on. Oh, that's pretty good. Well, here's the thing I wanted to show the people. The thing I wanted to show the people was the wrap-up music. So watch this.
Does that mean we're done?
I think so. So thanks everyone for joining us on the podcast. This is the first of at least 2 more.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're gonna have guests. We have guests lined up, and thank you for listening.
Thanks for being here with me, Andrew.
You're welcome. Now I have to fade this out because we are leaving. There's so many buttons. Which buttons? Goodbye.